Case 1. What is the case all about? The case is all about photosynthesis, wherein it presents the general overview of the light-independent and light-dependent Calvin cycle and how they work together to ultimately produce glucose. It also compares the photosynthesis equation to the equation in the cellular respiration. What are the reactants needed to carry out this case? Carbon dioxide and water are the reactants needed to carry out photosynthesis. The reactants in this case are used to generate glucose needed for photosynthetic organisms to be able to respire. Plants absorb water from the soil through the roots by osmosis, and they get carbon dioxide from the air through the stomata present on the leaves, which facilitates for gaseous exchange. Briefly enumerate the processes involved in this case. Green plants and other creatures use photosynthesis to convert light energy into chemical energy. Light energy is collected and utilized by green plants during photosynthesis to transform water, carbon dioxide, and minerals into oxygen and energy-rich organic molecules. Plants also employ sunshine, water, and the gases in the air to produce glucose, a type of sugar they require to thrive. All plants, algae, and even certain microbes participate in this process. Plants require three things to accomplish photosynthesis: carbon dioxide, water, and sunlight. What are the products shown in this case? The products in this case are glucose and oxygen. During the process of photosynthesis, plants break apart the reactants of carbon dioxide and water and recombine them to produce oxygen and a form of sugar called glucose in the presence of sunlight. This process occurs in the mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell. Give to insights that you get from the video. Our insight about photosynthesis is the process used by plants, algae, and cyanobacteria to convert sunlight into chemical energy that can be stored and later released to fuel cellular activity. They have to react to the changing colors of light and manage the different illumination of their leaves from the top to the bottom of a plant.
Case 2. What is the case all about? The case is all about Calvin cycle. It is a process used by plants and algae to convert carbon dioxide from the atmosphere into sugar, which autotrophs require to grow, and it consists of 4 major steps: carbon fixation, reduction, carbohydrate formation, and regeneration. It works like a sustainable production line. What are the reactants needed to carry out this case? Carbon dioxide, CO2, adenosine triphosphate, ATP, ribulose biphosphate, RUBP, nicotinamide, adenine dinucleotide phosphate, and ADPH. Glyceraldehyde, 3-phosphates, G3PS, carbon C, glucose C612O6, phosphoglycerates, C3H7O7P. Briefly enumerate the processes involved in this case. The first process that was involved for the Calvin cycle were the carbon fixation between the carbon dioxide and ribulose biphosphate RUB. The second process was the reduction phase seen on the first process product that was split in half and was called phosphoglycerates, PGAs. Carbohydrate formation would be the next one, as nicotinamide, adenine dinucleotide phosphate NADE, with the help of ATP that works as a lubricant, added 1 hydrogen to each PGAs. And lastly would be the regeneration phase, in where 6 other processes of the aforementioned happens all at the same time, creating the glucose we consume and the RUB needed to restart the Calvin cycle. What are the products shown in this case? Carbon dioxide is a product of the air we breathe. Ribulose biphosphate is the product of the whole cycle by the end of it. Phosphoglycerates is a product of RUBP being split into 2. Glyceraldehyde, 3-phosphates, was a product of PGAS being added with 1 hydrogen. Glucose is the main product of the Calvin cycle aside from RUBP that gives us the energy for every day. Give 2 insights that you get from the video. The insight I get from the video is the simple energy-packed carbon crunchies is not that simple if we deeply know and understand all the process traversed of this simple food. Not only 1 or 2, processed by more than that. Also, there's so many reactants involved to this case. I have learned that the cereals we eat have gone through different cycles. It was an interesting topic for me to know this process. It started from the raw sunlight and carbon dioxide to being converted by the sun or plant factories to be the energy-giving cereals that we eat. With these information, I think I was able to know more about what I eat, and it makes me more involved with my health following the other lessons and activities that we had.
Case 3.
What is the case all about? Case number 3 is all about cellular respiration bioflix. What are the reactants needed to carry out this case? The reactants needed to carry out case 3 cellular respiration are oxygen and glucose. Briefly enumerate the processes involved in this case. The processes involved in case 3 cellular respiration are glycolysis, acetyl-CoE formation, citric acid cycle, Krebs cycle, and oxidation phosphorylation, electron transport, and chemosmosis. What are the products shown in this case? The product shown in this case is the mountain biker, that heads up in the trail in the morning, that cause of burning calories. Give 2 insights that you get from the video. The use of video conversation as a learning aid has shown to be beneficial. It can teach you about a few processes, such as cellular respiration and its byproducts. The process of cellular respiration has been explained in a unique way, with a focus on how it creates and hits it. Glycolysis, acetyl-CoE formation, citric acid cycle, Krebs cycle, and oxidative phosphorylation, electron transport, and chemosmosis are the 4 phases of cellular respiration, according to the 3rd scenario. Another thing to remember from the film is how it works in our body in real-life circumstances and experiences. We observed a man riding a bike and how fatigued he was at the start of the movie. It illustrates the importance of cellular respiration as well as the most important factors to consider. Because it gives cells the energy they need to operate, we can go about our regular lives. That would be all. Thank you for watching.